Hi and welcome to this hangout. The first time, this is long time coming actually because I wanted to do about wrestling hangout for a long time, and I'm joined by Kevin's Point of View and Kevin's Point of View 2.0, the two YouTube channels that my friend here comes from. So hi Kev, introduce yourself if you like.
Hey guys, it's Kev's Point of View, Kev's Point of View 2.0. I'm welcome to be on this show. So if you guys have seen the interview I did with her, you should guys go check that out too. So.
Okay, absolutely. So yeah, today's topic is WWE and stuff from WWE, like what they're doing now and just things like that. We are just going to discuss how things are basically. So Kevin, do you have something like a topic that you want to start? Start with.
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but they're about to do a brand extension in this month on July 19th. SmackDown goes live. Instead of being taped, which has been taped for years, now they're finally about to go live on a Tuesday. So, what do you think about the brand extension again?
That's good. But I don't know what difference this can make. I'm not really sure, actually.
Well, it looks like they're trying to reach out to former wrestlers, and they're trying to. Well, they want SmackDown to be 3 hours, and I don't like 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. I think wrestling should be 2 hours personally, but I don't know how much. I don't know how much this is going to work. Actually, I really don't, and I think that they're just going back and they're taking storylines and they're erasing them and trying to bring them back again.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not really sure that this could do such of a difference. It's more like, they're trying to do something, but it looks, new, but it actually is not so.
No. Let me ask you, as a woman, how do you feel that WWE is doing with the women's division now?
Well, whatever the divas do, it's awesome. The more the better, I think. So that's good.
Yeah. Do you think that they should be called divas still, or do you think that it's okay to call them women? Because now they're calling them women's wrestling now, women's wrestlers. So.
Yeah, I think that's a lot better. It's more respectful in a way, because divas sounds like they're just some pretty things, that just go around and they're eye candy and stuff and nothing more. So women's wrestling and women's wrestlers and all that sounds a lot better, I think. Yeah, that's why they changed the title to the women's title, so that's good.
So what do you think that they need to? What do you think they need to do with women's wrestling to make it even more at the top than what it's doing?
I think that the women's wrestlers should have more screen time, because women's matches now, I think they're like one women's match, if I'm not mistaken.
Sometimes two.
Yeah, but that's still a lot less than the men's matches there all the time, and the women's are very rare. So I think they should do them. Maybe I'm not sure that the time will allow this, but maybe like 60-40 at least, and now it's like 10% against 90%, something like that. So yeah.
Well, let me ask you, we got SummerSlam. They just announced a big match for SummerSlam this year. Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, that's good. I'm excited about that, but not sure how they made this match. Usually there's a storyline, there's a build-up, and now all of a sudden Brock Lesnar is going to fight with Randy Orton. And I'm like, how this came to be? Not really sure.
Well, I hope the storyline is this. Him, Cena, and Batista, all four of them came up the same year, 2002. I think if they go with that storyline, and maybe Randy Orton coming back as a heel, could probably work.
Yeah, but what Brock Lesnar will be then? I mean, they both have to be bad guys.
Well, Lesnar's kind of like a not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy either. I know I just took a Roman Reigns thing there, but
Yeah.
he Brock is who he wants to be. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to tell Brock Lesnar otherwise that he can't do that.
Yeah, you can say that he's being himself mostly, but in the same time he's trying to be this really big, really scary guy, really imposing kind of bully type, So
Right.
he's also trying that.
I'm looking forward to the match, but the one thing that worries me is, and I don't know about any of you other wrestling fans who watches, the one thing that worries me is that Randy Orton's coming back from not only shoulder surgery, but he's coming back from a little bit of a neck problem too. And we all know that Brock Lesnar likes to wrestle stiff. So I'm trying to wonder how Randy Orton's going to handle having all those suplexes done to him.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of time to recover, so I'm hoping that he's going to be completely healthy by the time that he gets back, for SummerSlam. Although when your body is broken so many times, so many contusions and all of that, I'm not sure how that heals. Is like, is your body quite the same or not? I don't know. But I just hope that he's going to be able to, handle that in any case.
Now, what do you think? What do you think about the AJ Styles John Cena storyline right now?
That's stupid. Don't really like it. I mean, AJ Styles is promoted as this new star, newcomer that was always like a veteran but never got his big break. And John is like, the future must go through me, but in the same time, they're the same age. So that's ridiculous, I think. It's like John Cena coming here right now and saying, I'm the future and I'm going to kick like, for instance, Triple H's, ass, and to say that he is the future. So that's stupid. That's not very well thought out, I think, at all. And it's the same thing like we always seen, like somebody comes, they want to beat up John, like 2 or 3 people, like was with the Shield, before that with Nexus, and before that with I don't know who. So it's the same thing that we're seeing over and over and over again, but just done with AJ Styles and his guys.
Yeah, it looks like to me a lot of people always. It looks like WWE likes to feed off the fact that the fans don't like John Cena, and they tend to feed off on that a lot. And they tend to, and I noticed that the wrestlers, anytime they're feuding with Cena, they always say the same thing. When Ryback turned heel, now with AJ Styles heel, they always attack Cena about him burying people and taking the golden shovel. And they're always doing the same exact. Like, they're doing the same exact promo on him. And I'm sitting there thinking, The Rock said this back in 2012, get your own stuff. And I don't know if it's bad writing or if it's just people don't know how to talk.
I don't know. Like, for once, I wish that John could be, just wrestling for the title, to get that build up to that, some kind of a storyline to that, and not having some guy that should be also doing the same things, but to not be in each other's way, this stupid way. Like, it's like looking at kindergarten, children from the kindergarten or school or whatever. So I'm not buying it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of it.
Now, I know that you are a big John Cena fan. What makes you like John Cena? What about John Cena that intrigues you? And some fans are going to sit there and say, "Oh, well, she's a woman, she likes Cena." I mean, but honestly, I want to know personally, what makes you like John Cena?
We actually had that question in the interview, by the way.
I know, but I'm just letting other people who like wrestling know this, because I want them to know that not every girl likes Cena just because he's a good-looking guy. There's people that like Cena for other reasons. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, what other people see that is, irritating, I don't know how they see that. I mean, I don't have such problem with John at all. The only thing that I see, it's a guy that is trying his best to uh, be the best. In the same time, he has to listen to probably what Vince says, and um, all those, all that beating that he takes, with the stories and all of that. I don't
Hmm.
like that, but I do like him because, as I said, previously, uh, he's like the perfect, perfect guy in terms of how he acts, how he speaks, his qualities, and all of that. And then, he's awesome, good looking, and super strong, and very talented. And also, I love his movies, although, people say that he's not very good actor, or at least they used to say that, but now a lot of people change their minds when they saw like Sisters and Trainwreck. He's
Hmm.
obviously a very talented guy, and he knows how to use those talents. So I can relate to him in that way, that he's a talented guy and he can do things and he's strong. And what I value a lot is physical strength, and he's also smart, and that strength, of course. So he has all the qualities that I admire and I like. And yeah, he's perfect, so to speak, to me.
Well, you know what? Have you liked him ever since he's came on the scene? Like ever since you watched wrestling?
Yeah, but back then, I was too young to really get into the whole story, and to understand how he was like an ass. He was rapping and acting like really cocky and stuff. I have almost no memory of that time, so I really don't care about that. I just care that after those times, he became himself, and the character that he plays is actually how he really would act in this sort of a situation. So that's what I care about.
So, what do you think about Dean Ambrose being champion finally?
No, he's disgusting.
You don't like Dean Ambrose?
I mean, I like him as a wrestler, as abilities, because he's crazy and he's not afraid to put his body on the line. But I
Right.
don't like him, as physically. He's just not champion material physically. He doesn't look presentable. He even looks more and more gross every time that I see him. So yeah, he's not big enough and all of those things. But he is very, very talented, so he does deserve to hold that title, at least for a while.
What do you think about Roman Reigns' suspension? The fact that he got caught with he got caught with the wellness policy.
Yeah, who knows what that could mean? I mean, it could mean steroids, but as far as I know, all of those steroids things in the WWE, they are only forbidden to the public, but they're actually using them all the time. Otherwise, you can't have a physique like Ryback and like John even, although I didn't believe that he took anything for the longest time. But then I learned a lot, how, you can build your body and what's possible naturally. So that's definitely not natural. I mean, not John, not Randy, not Ryback, not Brock Lesnar, not anyone. So if he got caught up with something, Roman Reigns, I'm not sure how real that is, or they just want to show that, oh yeah, we do those tests really, and he got got for real. I'm not really believing that, because they just can't look as big as they do, as muscular as they do. Especially The
Well,
Rock. The Rock is not full-time wrestler or anything, but I mean The Rock is one of those examples that that's obviously what he did is 100% steroids. That's not, no other way around that. And he also had the gyno when he was younger, that thing that your chest starts to look like a female chest
yeah.
from the nipple, and he had
Oh
uh,
yeah.
procedure done to make his chest look, yeah, I mean, not gyno, slimmer
Not
and
It's kind of funny you mentioned that because Cena mentioned that in a promo against The Rock that he got surgery on his boobies.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. And he's Samoan. I mean, they are usually a bit more soft, and a bit more, they're not as cut clean and as other races, you can say. I mean, they're usually more fat under the skin, so that's why Roman Reigns probably don't get that, doesn't get that off that he wears whatever that was.
Yeah, I mean the Roman Reigns thing. I think what I read was that he got caught with marijuana and something else, and I don't think it had anything to do with steroids per se, but I think it had something to do with like marijuana.
I see. So that makes sense to a point.
But I look at it like, if I look at it like this, if you're a wrestler and you wrestle 365 days a year, you have to take something. I mean, you have to do something with your body because that's a lot of wear and tear for a body to go through. I mean, I've been in the ring before, and let me tell you, that thing is a wear and tear. I still feel effects from it now. So they have to do something. Now, I do think that Brock Lesnar is on the teetering side of The Rock with this. I think Brock does take something. I know Brock works out. Brock's a beast. I know he works out. I've seen his videos. The guy works out like a monster. But even when you work out like a monster, I work out 4 or 5 days a week.
That's very good, actually. I mean, I'm more, an advocate of more working out a week, not 3 times. Okay. So that's good.
Yeah, it's just, I agree with the whole thing with Cena. I mean, Cena started working out when he was 13 years old. So if you work out at a certain age and you go with it, yeah, you could get to that body range. But I mean, even you have to admit that even with a guy like Cena, he comes back from injury like quickly, like sooner than he's supposed to, and that raises a red flag. I can see why wrestling fans think that, is he taking something?
Well, as far as I know, yes, you can. I mean, first of all, muscle development is not like climbing all the time. It stops at a certain point. So he should have reached his, potential, like maybe at 20 something. And after that, because he did get bigger after that, like if you see, old shows from, 2005 or something, you can see that he's less muscular than now, and it's obvious. And his hands are too big. You can't make your bicep or tricep that is so wide that it's a lot bigger than my leg, You can't make that naturally. Yeah. As much as you train naturally, you can also, look at some natural bodybuildings, like shows, and if they're really natural, they're pretty small. I mean, they're well developed, but the muscle doesn't pop very much. It's just like, more flat. They're a lot slimmer and smaller.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah, so in any case, he had to be, taking something, or if he is, he does it maybe like 3 months apart, or 6 months apart, like on a cycle, so he will not damage his organs, and he's probably on under a doctor's view and so on, because he will not risk his health. So they are doing constantly some kind of a test to see if he's okay. I'm assuming, because I know how actors, with actors is probably the same thing as far as I've heard as well. Getting very big for a role, like Henry Cavill for Superman, he started training like now, and not like now, I mean like almost 1 month ago, because he will probably be in the movie, the last part of the movie, the Justice League. So, but the fact is, I mean, that he started 3 months, probably 3 months before he's supposed to be on screen, which means that he has to get big, bigger and big like in Batman vs Superman. So to get that naturally for 3 months is absolutely impossible. No matter what you do, you can train 6 hours a day, and it will not be. You'll not become as big and as muscular and defined and all of that. Absurd. So yeah, no wonder.
Well, actually, the reason why I'm glad you mentioned that was because a friend of mine who's gotten into bodybuilding now. I've helped him for about a year or two. But the one thing about that is he saw The Rock's eating schedule for the Hercules, and he ate everything that The Rock did. He trained just like The Rock did. He only gained about maybe 10 pounds of muscle, but he never looked like The Rock did, ever.
Of course not. Of course not. And besides, everybody has different genetics and different potential to develop muscle. So your friend could have, better potential for that or not.
Yeah.
That's also a factor. And besides, like you said, this is very good proof that you can have the same results, and he will not be as cut clean, as shredded. He will be a lot more, rounded, you can say, and he will not be as big. Definitely not.
Let me ask you this about the wrestling thing here. Seth Rollins is back now. WWE is starting to get most of their big name people back, but the 4th of July Monday Night Raw got a 1,008,7 rating. Why do you think WWE's ratings are going down?
Oh, 1.7, you say, or?
Yeah, I think it was 1.87. So they only have 1,087 viewers.
That's like, a rating for a comedic TV show like Melissa and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love that show, but that for a wrestling show, that's terrible, I think.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, 4th of July, for the United States, a lot of people are out barbecuing. They're out with family. They're out watching fireworks. And I get that. Not many people are at home watching it, but still, that's pretty low for a wrestling show. That is just really low.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, how much was it before?
It was about in the 2 million, 3 million range.
Yeah, I think 3 million. 3 million is at least decent for Raw.
But I was reading an article where Vince McMahon actually said that they don't really care about TV ratings anymore.
Yeah, he said that they care about how much they can make from the network, basically.
Let me ask you: do you have the network?
No. I can't. I don't have the time to watch any, of it. I don't think it's available for my country, anyways. And I really don't have any desire to pay to see anything, from that, because I can see so many stuff from YouTube. And although I am a wrestling fan, I'm not like, going to sit down and watch old stuff or something else. So I don't have any use for it. Any.
I feel bad because I don't have the network, but my friend lets me watch his for free. So there's some times where if I'm not busy, I will type in his password and username and go on there and watch it and stuff like that and see what they have on there. And I mean, honestly, you can, like you said, you can go on Daily Motion or YouTube and watch most of the old stuff if you want to.
Yeah,
you don't really have to pay $9.99 for watching that. I mean, honestly, the only thing is too, a lot of people can watch wrestling pay-per-views for free. I mean, you can go to local bars. You can go. There's some links. Like I think First World Sports, which is actually a British. It's like a British website. They actually stream the pay-per-views for free. So if you don't want to pay, if you don't want to go and pay a regular $59.99, and you don't want to pay $9.99 for a network, you can watch it for free, people.
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a ways, but why the ratings are going down, I'm Not really sure. I read somewhere that it has something to do maybe with the Shield. I mean, with Rollins, and the other guys, since they were champions and so on. I don't know. I don't think that anyone from those three guys have the full potential to replace John per se. So I don't think they're it yet. They're all very talented in their own way, but I don't think they're the next guy that is going to carry the torch or something. Yeah.
I think another big problem with WWE is they have too many writers. I mean, like a lot of their storylines make no sense. And I mean, I know they're trying to push the younger guys, and I get that. But but in my opinion, they should have been pushing the younger guys already. They should have already been pushing the Cesaros and the Sami Zayns and the Kevin Owens and all of them. Those are guys that they need to push. Those guys are your workers. They're your workhorses. They go in there, they put on those 4 or 5 star matches. You're supposed to push these guys. And I think with WWE is they only push like Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose, and they really haven't pushed anybody else. And Bray Wyatt, I mean, people can say what they want about Bray Wyatt. The guy is talented. He can talk in the ring, and he can work in the ring. And he's got an interesting character to him. And they don't even push Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, although he's not, my taste of a wrestler or anything else. I just see him as a guy with a beard that is, fat, can talk a lot, but he's super creepy. I mean, am I watching, wrestling or what am I watching, like the Duck Dynasty or something? So yeah. I personally, I see what you're saying, and I totally get it. It's just not, my taste.
There's different tastes for different people on there, but it's just, the guys that you bring on there, like if they bring in Finn Balor, which they're talking about bringing in Finn Balor for the draft. If you're bringing in a Finn Balor, you got a guy like AJ Styles who's very talented. You got a guy like Cesaro. You got Kevin Owens. You got Sami Zayn. Those should be the guys that you push more than the guys like the Shield. Like because the guys from the Shield, they've had the tag titles, they've had the United States title, they've had the IC title, and all three of them now have the WWE title. I'm sitting there thinking, who else can you push on here?
Yeah, but it seems that they are trying to push, the guys that can talk more. I mean, they're better on the mic than in the ring, or they're equally better in the mic and in the ring. And AJ Styles, when he speaks, he's just lame, I think. I don't feel him at all. He's just like, he's not very good. He's not, CM Punk. He's not John. He's not Bernard.
The one thing is, do you think them losing CM Punk was a big loss?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, CM Punk is not my guy. It's not how I see a champion or, a guy that's on top. But he was super talented and all of that, and he did deserve more. And he was right to be angry because WWE just, one time he they gave like a chance to somebody, and next day they're just forgetting about that guy. Like, they did Dolph Ziggler many times, or at least one time or 2 times. I mean, they're not sure what they want, really. They're not sure what the hell they want and who is going to be the next guy. They just don't have any idea what the hell they're doing. So that is why all those things happen where they push this guy, they give this guy a chance, then, oh no, we have changed our minds, now this guy has to be. But they are disappointed by, the next guy, so they're, oh no, let's try this guy. Yeah, so none of them gets like a fair chance, I think. CM Punk as well, but I'm kind of looking forward to seeing him in UFC 203, I think, or 202 was it?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think it's 3 as well. Super excited about that. So let's just see how he's going to be in UFC.
Do do you consider UFC competition for WWE, or do you think they're different?
Oh no, it's not a competition. I mean, I can watch both things, and both things are different because one is real fighting, UFC, and WWE is just a show. So I can love both and enjoy both about different reasons. So no problem.
Now, who do you think should be in the Hall of Fame that hasn't been yet?
John?
Well, I can guarantee you when Cena retires, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. That's no guarantee.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think guys like DDP, he's done a lot with DDP yoga, and he's also helped a lot of guys like Jake Roberts and Scott Hall with their sobriety. He's helped them out.
I'm almost sure who are you talking about, but I know that there's a guy like that, but I can't remember his name. Maybe I just don't know. I'm not sure.
Diamond Dallas Page.
I know him, but I can't think now how he looked like.
Okay, well, he should be in the Hall of Fame. There's a guy, Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg, for sure.
The new video game's coming out for any of y'all who haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Goldberg's on the trailer, and what was cool about it was if you watch closely when he's in the police car, there's a sign that says Suplex City. And every time a wrestler has been on the cover or has been a pre-bonus, they have been in the WWE. Warrior's been back, Sting was there, and now Goldberg's there. I know that Goldberg and Lesnar have fought each other once before, which was a really stink of a match. But do you think Goldberg should do WrestleMania 33?
Oh, that's going to be awesome. I mean, it's a dream, but I don't know if he's in a physical shape to do it, but I hope so.
Oh, he looks great. I mean, he may not have the traps and the whole big old body or something like that, but he looks like really good for his age. And
how old is he, actually?
He's like 49. So he's not like too old. He's not like too old, but he's not like Undertaker, Sting age.
He can still, throw people around for sure.
Yeah, I saw a video of him recently. He went to a wrestling convention and got in the ring and speared Scott Steiner, and jackhammered and won some big guy. So technically Goldberg can still go.
Awesome. Well, hopefully. I'm very curious to see Goldberg versus Steve Austin because they look so much alike.
Yeah, Melissa says that all the time. She's like, I can't tell them apart when they get their heads next to each other. And I'm like, I know.
Well, they're not. I mean, I can't tell them apart. And Goldberg was always bigger and more muscular, but they are really, really similar. They're like brothers, not like twins, but definitely like brothers.
Now, if you could actually, do you think The Rock should do another match, or do you think The Rock's kind of overstayed his welcome with, you remember when he came back and he says, I'm never leaving again, and then he goes and leaves, comes back, and then leaves.
Yeah, right away.
And it's like, do you think that he should just choose to just stay in Hollywood?
Well, every time that The Rock appears, I'm really, really happy, and I'm sure that the other fans are happy too. So I'm happy with The Rock every time that he shows up. I don't need anything more, but I'm just happy because it's kind of special every time. So I'm happy when I see him, and I think that he should do, cameos like this from time to time. They can't do any harm. So they can only do good, I think. So he can still do Hollywood full-time, and just a little bit part-time WWE is going to be just enough. But remember, what happened the last match that he had with John? He tore up his muscles of, I'm not sure, some part of the leg, was it?
It's kind of he tore his his hernia and kind of more in the stomach area.
Oh, oh,
He tore
okay.
like he tore a muscle off a bone.
Yeah, yeah. So that match with John turned out to be very demanding of his body.
Yeah, and apparently since he got hurt, he was kind of a little late making Hercules, and ever since then, it's like when he does movies, I think they don't want to do the security for him because he's like they don't want to do the health insurance for him because they're like, look, if you go and wrestle for WWE and you get hurt, we're not paying for it.
Yeah,
I
because that
mean,
has nothing to do with the movie.
and the problem is with that though is that everybody can look at it like, oh, well, The Rock's got the money. Well, you also got to look at it too. I mean, if it's a movie that you're doing and you're signed on to do that movie, you're kind of their property.
Yeah, you're obligated to fulfill that contract. Yeah.
So that's my only downfall my only downfall with The Rock is that he just kind of needs to choose his words wisely. Don't sit there and say that I'm not leaving you guys again. We know you're leaving again.
Yeah,
Just
no need to say that.
If that would have been me, I'd have been like, you know what? I'll see you guys later. I'll see you later. It's like a family reunion. I'll see you once a year.
Absolutely. That's the more correct thing to do.
I just think he got excited in that moment and was the first time he'd been back in 7 years. I think he just got excited and just said what he had to say, and it just came out that way.
Yeah, I think so too. You can say that. So what other topic you have in mind?
Well, now you watch Total Divas.
Oh yeah.
Are you looking forward to the Nikki and Brie show?
Hell yes. Hell yes. I can't wait. Like when this is coming, I have to watch it right now. I just love that. I don't know. I just it's so entertaining, and I kind of feel uh, all those cities that they go through and how they live and everything is so like summer like, and there's just this atmosphere that I just love, like all summer all the time. So that's one of the reasons, and of course how they live, how they think. It's very interesting to watch, and sometimes Brie is more correct and sometimes Nick is more correct. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. It's really fun.
Now, the new season coming up with Total Divas, isn't Lana a part of it this time?
Maybe she was.
I think she is.
Oh, remember? Oh, by the way, she did she like marry Rusev?
She's engaged to Rusev.
But they did not marry yet, right?
Not married. No, married yet. No.
Okay, because I'm supposed to know when they get married because he's going to come here, as far as the news go, in Bulgaria and have a wedding in his hometown, which is pretty far from here. But I mean that our local, tabloids are supposed to be filming this somewhat. So I'm hoping that I'm going to understand at least when that's happening.
Yeah, you should definitely see if you can go to it or take some pictures or something.
I really don't want to waste the fuel to go to there. That is going to be a private thing, so only a press probably should be, allowed there, at least a little bit. I have no idea how it's going to go. Nobody tells you anything, so I hope that they, let us know, the rest of the people when that's happening, at least.
With the Total Divas, like, who is someone you don't think belonged on there? Do you think Paige belonged on there or no?
Yeah, why not? I don't ever think that somebody does not belong there. I mean, they're all, wrestlers, female wrestlers, so why not? Everybody can actually be there, but they're going to be, too much, characters in the show, so they probably, made a contract with 5-6 girls, and they agreed to be followed by cameras all the time. So yeah, It's a matter of maybe screen time.
Do you think they should do a show with the guys?
Like
Like,
total wrestlers.
well, besides having Total Divas, like maybe follow the wrestlers, like follow the guys and see where they go and what they do behind the scenes. And
Um, didn't they like do that a bit with the Edge show? The Edge and I forget his name. In Christian
Christian,
show, and that's not the same, but they, they film a little bit behind the scenes there. I'm not watching that. I mean, it's not very interesting to me, but they, a little bit. They do that a little bit there.
right? Or do you have any topics to talk about with it?
Well, WWE is an endless topic. So many things to discuss, but what's interesting, when Shane came, the message was, the idea was that he's going to change things now, and Vince didn't do the right things anymore, so Shane is going to show us the way and show Vince the way, but all that disappeared now, and matches still get ruined and unfair things happen, how with the Charlotte match and Natalia match, where Natalia had Charlotte beaten, but something happened, and I the implication was that maybe some of those things are going to get corrected, and like one or two matches when they were restarted, but now it's like all the same. Like Shane now is on vacation, like Stephanie is running things, that Shane is going to come back, but it's all the same stuff like we see with John, so nothing's really changed actually.
Yeah, I kind of figured out when Shane came back that it was just going to be the same old thing. Now, I'm hoping with the brand extension that SmackDown has its own identity, compared different than WWE. They're different than Raw. I don't want the same exact flow for both shows. I want SmackDown to be different than Raw. I want Raw to be different than SmackDown. That's what I would like. If I was a wrestling fan, that's what I would like. I want to see these guys. I want to see SmackDown have more of. Say if SmackDown has more of the better wrestlers, like in-ring wrestlers, and Raw has more of the better talkers. Do something like that. I mean, make SmackDown different than Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being the same old show on Monday, to be the same show on Thursday. Make it different. Be different.
Yeah, before, at least, when I was little, I watched, SmackDown like I watched Raw, and I love both, but now I have no reasons like to watch SmackDown anymore. Like, no, nothing's happening there. It's like copy and paste from what happened to Raw the previous day.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
yeah, no reason to watch that. So I'm hoping that something is going to be different, but it's like taking, a laundry, trying to wash it, and then taking it back when it's finished and try to wash it again.
Exactly. And people do that.
Yeah, so they're not going anywhere for now. Like, they're bringing, old wrestlers to make cameos. People get excited, and all of a sudden they do some terrible storyline, and they, bring the whole house down, and everything that it was building towards, they just destroy it, and we start all over again. And it's nothing good that happens.
I agree with you. It's almost like they do something really cool and spectacular, and they build to something, and we're all excited, and then they go away from it, and we're like, wasn't those two just fighting? Why are they fighting now? And it makes no sense. And I think that's what it is. Now, the wrestling fans who are in the arenas, I've been to a few Raw shows. A lot of them don't understand the wrestling that we all grew up to watch. A lot of them are just like, oh, it's nice, hi, yay, yay, yay. But they don't get it. They don't get that. The reason why a lot of wrestling fans don't watch wrestling now is because we're tired of seeing the same old crap.
Yeah, it's
Every
literally the same old, the same old. I have no idea how it's in, TNA. I have no idea how they do things there, but I do know that a lot of, wrestlers like R2D2, RVD, went there, and Jeff Hardy and Tom Hardy, and yeah, some people just try to rescue themselves there. So I don't know what's the deal exactly. But I'm sure that's something they're looking for, something different as a career, maybe, and maybe people are also looking for something different to watch, so that's why they watch that show.
Well, the one thing I would say about WWE is they have to watch what they do now, because guys like Cody Rhodes is leaving. He left, and they got rid of Damian Sandow. They got rid of all these guys, and what they need to watch after is there is the Ring of Honor, there is Lucha Underground, there is TNA. Apparently, people make more money doing the indie wrestling like overseas in New Japan than they do in WWE. So a lot of these wrestlers don't really have to have WWE. They can say screw you and go elsewhere.
Yeah, actually, when I watch Total Divas and when I hear, how much they make, and Brie was talking about how Daniel Bryan doesn't wrestle, so they're not making a lot of money, and they're trying to save money so they can buy what they want, and they're trying to invest the money and make their own businesses. That all speaks that they're not really paying them all that much. You really have to be a John Cena to really be rich there. So it's not very, I think, a good work environment for them overall. It's not what it seems from the outside,
It is that way, especially if you're a bigger name wrestler. You get money, you get percentage from your merchandise being sold. And then you get percentage of the house shows, and then you get percentage of, then you get paid on how many Raws and SmackDowns you go, the pay-per-views, and WrestleMania, they all get bonuses. So you have to put into consideration that a lot of these wrestlers don't make. Some of these wrestlers only make $200,000 a year, maybe $400,000 or $500,000. And now if you're a John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, of course you're making $3, $4, $5 million a year.
Oh, yeah, but like it's such a tough, environment to succeed in, where even if you're talented, they may decide that you're not as talented, and they may decide to put you on the background for like 5 years till your best years are, gone by, and you can, you can never be realized there. No one knows what the hell is going to happen there. They seem to be not very respectful overall of their wrestlers.
I think that their wrestlers have to pay for their own hotels, they have to pay for their own airports, they have to pay for their own rental cars, and they have to pay for their own insurance. Unless you're a big name person like a Seth Rollins or John Cena, WWE is not going to pay for your surgery. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to go do it. And I think WWE should. A lot of wrestlers think they should have like a union, or maybe they should have like a thing where WWE starts paying their health insurance. WWE's got the money to pay health insurance.
Oh yeah, they're $1 billion company, for goodness sakes. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because they are traveling on their own. They are hiring buses, especially the divas. Like we saw in the show, they have to hire, a bus so they can split the money and to go to different hotels to afford to travel. And they go to each other's cars to travel. So it's really not very awesome overall.
No. Well, I know you said you didn't want to go past the 30-minute mark, so I'm looking at the time.
Yeah, we have to go. We have to go. We did pass it like a long time ago. Okay, so yeah, we covered whatever we could, and
there's so much to cover. There's so much to cover.
Yeah, we can't do it in one hangout, anyways.
No.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. If you like, you can add something.
No, actually, I just want to appreciate anybody who's been watching. Thank you guys for watching. Show some love and support to people on here on YouTube. I mean, a lot of us take time out of our busy schedules to do videos, and it's a lot of cool, creative people on here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's absolutely the truth. A lot of personal time. This
Yeah.
is taking me and you. So, absolutely. So yeah, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to Kev's Point of View and Kev's Point of View 2.0. To you. And we for sure we're going to do more videos in the future. I hope that you like our hangouts, guys. And till next time with Gergi reviews and Kev's Point of View.
Bye, bye, guys.
Bye bye.